everybody, it's the weekend, so that means it's time for Craft Roulette. And this week was episode 185. And the parameters were card with a pocket, rhymes with ool, colors needed to be fresh and clean, which there actually are color palettes that show up when you look for those. And the random item was column. I have to say, I was all set until column came up. Then I was like, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with that. But then it dawned on me that a stepper card has columns. And I had the brick paper, so I have two columns. This is a fresh and clean palette I found when I searched it on Google. Ool, I have garden tools, and the pocket is on the inside. It's a gift card holder. So my little stepper card is a gift card holder. So let me get this camera turned around and I will show you how I made it. All right, so once again, the parameters were card with a pocket. We're going to put the gift card holder inside. Rhymes with ool. I have garden tools. Fresh and clean colors. I Googled that and I found a palette that had a blue, a tan, and these two shades of blue-green and green. So that's what I'm going to use. And there was also white. And for random for the column, with this being a stepper card, these are the columns right here. So let's get started. So with the stepper card, I have this on my website. I have a template there that you can just download and then use it to cut out. Or if you have the ability to cut an SVG, there's an SVG there that you can again upload to your machine, be it the Cricut, Cameo, Scan and Cut, whatever you have, and have the machine cut it out for you, and you will never have to measure a stepper card again. And the SVG does have a matte layer that you can put in there, and it does have it so where this piece can all get cut as one piece. But I'll do it today as two separate pieces since not everybody will have it to cut out. All right, so next. All right, so let's move this out of the way and bring in the scoreboard. And I have my paper that is 10 by 7. And you're going to come in 1 inch. I'll lay this here. So you're going to come down 1 inch and mark. And you're just kind of going to draw a light line down 1 inch this way. So then you will know that when you score, I'll put it this way. Let's flip it this way. Keep it in the middle of the screen. So now you will score at 1 inch, 2 inches, and at 6 inches down to that 1 inch line that you drew. And then you will flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. You will draw a line 1 inch down. Then you will score at 1, 2, and at 6. So once you have those done, you'll see the red lines are cut lines, and this blue lines are the lines that we score. So we also need to score across here at 5. So we're going to go 5 inches. We're going to start at the first line you drew, and we're going to score all the way down to the second line you drew. And then that's all the lines. So now, to fold it, where you drew your 1 inch line here, from your first fold at 1 inch to 6 inches, you're going to cut that on both sides. And then once you do, this will fold down. Your first fold will be a mountain, second one a valley, and then these will be mountains. And you will end up with your stepper card. So let's talk about this one more time. So you're going to draw a line 1 inch from the top, 1 inch from the bottom. Then you're going to score at 1 inch, 2 inch, 6 inches from the edge of the paper to the 1 inch line you drew on both sides. And then at the 5 inch mark, you're going to score a line in between the two 1 inch marks that you made. All right, so that will give us this. Okay, now to bring this in, let me grab my little pieces here. So I have a happy birthday left from another project, so I'm going to use that. And this Gina K set that I have is called Sweet Spring. And I got this because I wanted a wheelbarrow. I didn't have a wheelbarrow. So for the columns, I have some brick paper. And when you put it on here, they look like columns. So I'm going to glue those down here. And this piece here, where's my paper? Is 3/4 of an inch by 3 3/4, because from here to here is 4 inches and it's 1 inch across. So I brought it in 1/4 inch and I am going to put this here. So we need 2 pieces that are 3/4 by 3 3/4. Those will get glued here in the long strip on the card. All right, now this piece here I took from the template, but if you're not using the template, so either you can take the template, cut it out, trace it, and you would get a shape like this, or you can just cut squares that are, let me make sure I tell you the right measurement here. So this is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. You would have to make this square here. And then to fill in these 2 here, it would be just a square that is 3/4 by 3/4. And you would need 2 of those. So you would put 1 square here and 1 square here. But I took the template and printed out from my machine. So I'm going to do this piece in one piece, but the top part I'm going to do as a square. So this piece here that will then fill in here is going to be 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. Because this one was 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 for this square. Let's pretend these aren't here. And then this piece here is 3/4 by 3/4 square on each side. Okay, so let's glue this piece down. I just like the look of it all being one piece, and it is kind of hard to do if you don't have an SVG and a machine to cut it out. But absolutely, you could trace it and cut it out. But if not, just make it the square with the 2 tiny squares on the sides. And once again, those were 3/4 by 3/4. And then this part here in the middle is 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. All right. So that's all that so far. So we have that. There's our base all done. So now let's take our square here and put something on it. So let's see. Let me grab my stamping platform. Close this glue before it dries up. Never leave your glue open. All right, so once again, this white piece is 4 1/2 by 4 1/2. All right, so the wheelbarrow's a must. That's going in there. And I think the tree hanging here, if it will fit. Let me move this away from the edge. Because I need to put the happy birthday. Let's see if that's there. I think that's all that's going to fit. Oh wait, I need the tools. So the wheelbarrow will have to come over here. The tools will come down here. Then I will draw in ground just with a line. I think it will look like that. That is all there's room for in that 4x4. 4.5 by 4.5. Put this. There we go. That is done. So let's see here. So this will go on here. And then this can fit over here. Actually, will fit down here, won't it? Yeah, that will go on there like that somehow. All right, so let me get my markers. So here's the markers. All right, so let's draw in some ground. Decide where we want the ground to be. I'm thinking about here. So we'll come across the wheel here, across here, across here, and across here. There's our ground. And I used a 0.5, and it's a little thinner than the line that's here in the stamps, but it's close. All right, so the green grass will be here. We have some base color on there. Let's put some shadow in here. Some shadow under here. Under here. Under the rest of the wheelbarrow. And with a flicking motion or upward motion, whatever you want to call it, I am going to put in some grass. It's a little lighter here. Put some little clumps of grass in here. And we'll see what that looks like when it dries. So now the birdhouse, I think I will make the, well, let's see. Let's make this flower pot the blue, since there's more contrast here. If I put the other color here, I think we might lose the flower pot a little bit. That darker. Let's see. The handles can be teal. And then we'll make the gloves teal. See, we'll make this flower teal and this one. Make the other two flowers this color blue. use green for the leaves. There you go. Now for the flowers on the tree, use this. This is BG23. Now I am going to grab my blending brush, and I'm going to grab the teal one. And I'm going to put some sky in here, and this is probably sea glass that's on here. There might be enough sea glass to do the sky. Let's see. Because you never want a sky solid anyway. Make it look like there's a few clouds in there. Sky is done. Now we need a gray. And grays are still neutrals. So we'll use this for silver. So we'll color in a little spade. And the forget what these are called. That's all colored in. All right, so now we need the wheelbarrow. Make this part metal. And this is very thin, so I'm just going to go over it real quick. Make sure it has some color. So let's see, flower pot. I think I'm going to make the birdhouse this color. Color in the flower pots. All right, so I am going to grab 1.5 for the tree branch, just so it doesn't look too light in color. Then I will go over it with the 2-1 that I've been using. That will still keep it light. All right, so what we have left is the wheelbarrow and the birdhouse. So I think we'll give the birdhouse a blue roof. All right, so the wheelbarrow, guess it's going to be green. Put a little shading where the gloves are. And there you go. All right, so I think I want to put some blue over this green here with the gloves because we're losing the gloves here a little bit. And when the onions. The onion should be white, so I'm going to use a very light gray for that. Just so it actually looks colored and not left empty. And our flour. I think I'm going to make that tan. Let's see, is that everything? I think that's everything. All right, this is now ready to get glued down. So this is going to get glued down flat. So we have our brick wall around the outside of it. The happy birthday will go on foam. So when this stands up, it's going to stand like this. So the happy birthday can absolutely hang over. So I'm going to put the happy birthday over here. Yeah, that looks better hanging off over here. So I'm going to take a little bit of this foam off of here. Let's see. I know you can't see that too well. Yep, that's what we want to do. Okay. All right, so I'll hold this down. We'll put this on here. There we go. Okay, so the front is all done. So now we just have to do the pocket for the inside. So let me grab a piece of paper for that. All right, so I'm going to put this cream colored paper on the inside to make the pocket for the gift card. And I'm going to stamp it with this stamp that says, "Best gift ever. I should know. I bought it." So I'm going to put that on the inside. So let me cut this. All right, so for the pocket, we need a piece. Let me move this over so you can see a little bit better. There we go. All right, so for the pocket, we need a piece that is 3 by 6. All right, so let's cut 3 inches. By 6. And I always like to cut up against the edge, that way your paper doesn't slide. And now we are going to score this on the 3-inch side. We are going to score it at 1/4 inch on this side. I'm just going to flip it over simply because it's just easier for me to do it that way. And 1/4 inch on the other side. Or it's 1/4 and 2 3/4. Now we're also going to go along the 6-inch side, and we're going to put a score at 3 so we can fold it in half. All right, so this will be folded in half. Remove the scoreboard. All right, we have our score lines, and all we have to do is cut this. Let me find my bigger scissors. Is we're going to cut away one of these sides, and we're going to cut on the inside part of the score line. So you're cutting the score line away to the fold, and we're going to snip that off. The same thing to the other side, inside of the score line, to the fold, and across. Now we're just going to snip these corners, just so they're not in our way when we fold it and glue it. All right, get that out of the way. So now these two tabs will get folded in. This. Get a nice good crease going. Then this will get glued up like this, and your card will go on the inside. Now let me go grab a gift card so we can check it before we attach it. Right, so I just grabbed a Kohl's card, and let's make sure this is going to fit. Yep, fits in there just fine. And it hangs out just a little bit on top so you can see there's a card in there. All right, so let's glue up the sides. Like so. Let me stick this on here for a moment. Hold that down. Get the stamping platform. Top. All right. All right, put that in the middle. That. Pick it up. Here we go. Put this to the side. Bring in our card. All right, so we have happy birthday. And we have the card for the inside. And we'll also have room here for people to write. So we just need to glue this down. That in the middle. And I think we're done. Let's check. All right, card with a pocket. Check. Rhymes with ool. We have tools. Fresh and clean. It was that color palette I looked up. And we have 2 columns going down the side. And that, my friends, is in the books for Craft Roulette. Let me get this camera turned around. All right, so we're all finished. So here's the card again. And I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give me a like, because that's how YouTube counts all these things. And if you want to see other cards I've made, and I'm going to be making a bunch when the Christmas rolls around, because I do have that Crafter's Companion Advent calendar. And that will be a video every day for every door in that calendar. You know, subscribe and you will get a notification every time I have a video. And until next time, stay crafty.